According to an article in Boxing Scene, Virgil Ortiz Jr., his manager, feels that a possible showdown between Jaron Boots Ennis and Virgil is a gift that nobody wants. You see, these two men have started something between the two of them that initially got the audience of boxing interested, but they immediately dampened and hampered the opportunity for interest when shortly after they had an in-the-ring meet and face down that saw Virgil state in front of a live audience after his fight with Erickson Lubin that he was interested in facing Jaron Ennis next. And Jaron got in the ring and said, "Hey, let's get it." Now the Lubin fight was in October. This is nearly the end of December, and no talks have been made. You see, both of these guys are similar with what they've done with their careers. Jaron Ennis is a talent that many people have undeniably acknowledged, but he hasn't stepped up to the plate himself. And so, after vacating unified welterweight titles, people are wondering, does he really want something? And the answer is pretty much uncertain. Why have the face-off? Why have the face down? These two men had an opportunity to really capitalize on momentum. And that's the unfortunate thing. Think about it. When Ennis last fought in October, he had a first-round stoppage over Usman Lima at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. Homegrown and home shown to be full of momentum after moving up to 154 pounds. And Virgil, with his, I said October, but it's the November showdown against Lubin, saw him stop Lubin in 2 rounds. So when their face-off came in the ring after Virgil's victory, what we could see is, oh wow, these two men have momentum, and it would be a great way to go into 2026 with the possibilities of them facing one another at the top of the list of must-see boxing for 2026. They've dropped the ball. And so, like Virgil's manager says, that fight is now the gift that nobody wants to receive. According to Boxing Scene, the link will be in the description box. Virgil Ortiz manager Rick Meridian has given an update on what is currently holding up a potential clash with Ennis. The pair were mentioned as potential opponents even before Ennis' move to junior middleweight. But after the former welterweight champion made the jump to 154, it seems the fight to make in the division. Ennis impressed with the first-round finish of Lima in October in his first bout at 154, with both Ennis and his promoter Eddie Hearn talking up a fight with Ortiz. Then in November, it was Ortiz's chance to respond to Ennis's showing, and he did so with a second round dismantling of Erickson Lubin. Ennis was in attendance for the bout in Fort Worth, Texas, and after the pair squared off in the ring following Ortiz's win, it seemed inevitable that the pair would lock horns in 2026. However, there appears to be problems at the negotiating table, which is causing a holdup. There were rumors that Ortiz could face former unified welterweight champion Errol Spence Jr. in an all-Texas clash instead of one with Ennis. Dan Raphael reported, per source, the Zone, which has dibs on Ortiz fights, will not allow Spence to fight Ortiz. The Zone are exerting intense pressure on Golden Boy to get the Ennis fight done. You see, this thing about using Errol Spence's name was quite interesting, because I said that immediately after that face-off in the ring, by the time Virgil got back to his locker room, they were not talking about Ennis anymore. He was calling for Errol Spence. Errol Spence has been out of the ring for almost 3 years and hasn't shown any interest as far as getting back into the mix of things, albeit it was a simple promotional gimmick when he got into the ring with Sebastian Fundora. But Spence has made no proclamations that he's returning to the ring anytime soon. So you could basically say he may be almost like semi-retired, but at the same time, why would Virgil Ortiz mention that man's name out of any of the other contenders or champions in the division outside of Ennis? It speaks volumes about what's happening with these fighters of today. The fact that they don't want to face their contemporaries. This is not something new, but it's something that's becoming worn out. The public and the public sentiment grow tired, weary of these shenanigans by these fighters and the promoters. Golden Boy doesn't want to sacrifice Ennis. Ortiz, because Ortiz is like the last of quality fighters in their stable. De La Hoya and Golden Boy have really damaged themselves as far as promoting their fighters in the most positive way. When you think about Jaron Ennis, you have to question, does he really want legacy in boxing, or is he looking for the most lucrative opportunities before he takes a side step away from the sport? We've seen movements like this by the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis. See, because signing with Matchroom and Hearn didn't secure Ennis anything, because Hearn has been known to be a promotional company that has a hard time getting deals done with anyone outside of Frank Warren and Queensberry. The reason being that Warren is a UK promoter as well. And when you talk about Top Rank or PBC or Toledo, any of those promotional companies that are outside of the UK, western-wide, shoreline, you're finding problems with Hearn making secure deals. At the end of the day, these two men have come to an impasse that public sentiment just really doesn't care about them anymore. And that's dangerous, because people buy your tickets to your fights, and you can't forever fight in your hometown. And if you do decide to do something like that, what will end up happening is only your hometown people will support. And at the end of justice. But what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, the third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what your thoughts are about Ortiz Jr. and Ennis. Are they really